Good afternoon, all you Go Wellness badasses. I am Kate Archibald, if you haven't figured that out yet. And
You are?
here, yeah, crazy, isn't it? I just realized that. And really excited for we're gonna be doing some cool recapping and follow up from this weekend's event, and we got some cool stuff we'll be covering today. We missed there's tons of content. So Reagan spends like 35 hours prepping, and he's got enough content to probably cover like 3 years.
Every 90 days, enough content to cover 3 years. It's true.
So the good news is we got plenty of new stuff too that we or stuff that we didn't even get to. So we're gonna cover some badass stuff today. And I want to make sure everyone pay attention. We'll be emailing it out, but the enrollment mastery year-long course that we're going to be rolling out this year in 2022, it will just be a complete game changer for anyone on your enrollment teams. You guys get connected with that. I think if anything's going to help you grow in 2022, it's going to be your enrollment process and being able to really maximize collections on your different new patients. Annie, any other announcements?
Yeah. So first of all, thanks to all of you who joined us this weekend. It was so much fun, don't you guys think?
Yeah, that was so cool.
Yeah, it was such a fun event. I feel all supercharged. So yeah, we just have a couple announcements. So let's kind of start talking next year. Hold on, I'm going to share the event dates for next year, and I will be sending this out in the email too. So our first rapid enrollment mastery webinar of 2022 will be on January 21st from 9 to about 12:30ish. We're going to be doing those once a quarter if you're in our rapid enrollment group. So sign up if you want to be closed master general like Reagan is. It's really good stuff. And then mark your calendars for session 1. So the art of medicine. It's always like a big, just like, let's build out the year, get ready, let's get creative. Let's put some art into what we do so we can offer our patients the best experience possible. So that will be February 25th and 26th in Salt Lake City.
Let's dive in on just an amazing event we just got done with this weekend, as well as maybe some of the nuggets that people walked away with.
Yeah, I'll just go through kind of give, my goal was just to do a recap. We typically will do this after our events, and biggest thing it does is it just creates insane FOMO for people who missed it. And so that's a big goal. But yeah, I mean, we started off by saying, hey, we need to get momentum created in our practices. That's the most important thing that any of you can be doing right now, is just really maximizing your momentum. And I don't know if this was you who sent me this meme, Cade, but I love this one. How did you survive the coronavirus, Dad? I just kept working. Effing legend.
Love it.
I think if there's one thing that coronavirus did and the pandemic did for so many entrepreneurs is the people who weren't really 100% purpose driven, they pulled out of the game. They found they had their excuse finally to retire or take it easy, or whatever. We all had a great excuse, but now those of us who are left, there's this huge opportunity like we've never had before. And so that's why we brought up momentum, because it's such a critical part of your overall practice growth. And I said, the only way you can get momentum is if you free up some time. So I urged everybody and challenged everybody to find at least 3 hours in their week that you can free up. So how many of you found 3 hours of time that you could free up? And, I said, do that by Monday. That's your number one. If you just do that thing, it's number one. Because Cade, what happens to the future when you're just so busy in the present moment?
Well, it's the future gets eaten up by all your present moment tasks.
The problems of the present moment force you to just fix small problems instead of going back and making that one big choice that gets rid of 1,000 problems, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So there's some value in taking time to think about the future. And so we went through, momentum. We talked about some of the results of it. Momentum is important when you're mountain biking. As Dan and then Jess learned, they both endoed on this ride. so, yeah, you can lose momentum too if you go on certain rides. Then Dan jumped into the deep thoughts. How many of you learned a little bit from Dan on the deep thoughts?
Oh, nice. Cool. Kayla just sent in a comment. Thanks for that. Love the entire weekend. One of the biggest highlights was being in the high energy of everyone, as well as getting into the flow of the enrollment process.
Here's Cade. We missed the chance to go through this. How to deliver your best presentation ever without uncertainty. This is where we spent more time in the ROF because that's what people needed. But if you guys get a chance, go back through your notes and really read through this section, because right here, Cade, I've never seen you have any uncertainty when you're on a wakeboard or you're wake surfing. There's just not a lot. What happens if there was uncertainty?
You fall.
Yeah.
The good news with surfing, it's a lot more forgiving than wakeboarding. Wakeboarding, when you're going like 20 miles an hour and launching over the wake, and you just turn the wrong way, it hurts when you land wrong. And there's been plenty of times where you inhale most of the lake, it feels like, at least.
Yes.
I'm part of the problem why Lake Powell is drying up. So I've just swallowed way too much of the water.
That and the Giardia. Yes.
Yeah.
You're creating an environment for Giardia to thrive and getting rid of all the water. So we're going to do a whole webinar that will be on this, but just so you guys know, there's a book called Building a Story Brand that I base this presentation off of. And it's been so helpful because what your job is to do right now is to create as many lifelong relationships as possible. We are in a healthcare model that's all about transformation, not just a transaction. And so the only way you can do that is by creating really good education up front and then nurturing your clients all the way through. So you have these incredible members of your community who refer often and they love what you have to say. But it starts by sharing the right, you've got to have the right message. And so we talk about mistakes most doctors make when presenting, and I share this with you guys. So we'll go back once again, we'll come back and talk about this. And then what you're doing in the sales or in the marketing workshop is you're doing your rejection-free offer. So you're actually getting people super motivated and changing mindsets. All this is, your very first workshop is all about changing mindsets. And you may be like, well, you're talking about all these statistics and you're talking about, what it's like to be in pain. And it's like, yes, you have to hit them from that emotional perspective so you can break free from the mindset that they're in. So that's all it's about. It's all in your notes. We had Christy Holt come on, and I was just so captivated with what she had to say. I mean, I thought Christy Holt, when she talked about kind of the journey of really feeling your emotions and healing that emotional side of things in our patients. We all know this, but to have somebody bring it home with addiction was really powerful. And then she also talked about the retreat that's coming up. I realized, like in anything, in your report of findings, in your marketing, the thing that we're transferring all the time is certainty, and you can't transfer certainty if you're unsure of who you are as an individual. And then, what my Japanese teacher taught me is I'm like a clear insertion tube with an acupuncture needle. And so the more clear of a conduit that I can be, the more powerful my healing is. And Christy just really solidified that. And even talking about psilocybin, ayahuasca. So you're right, Kate, it's January 27th through the 30th in St. George. And it's actually at the Homestead Ranch just outside of St. George. So gorgeous place.
Yeah, come hang out with me at that retreat.
Yeah, fun stuff. And then we went back into the ROF. So how to put it on autopilot. And hopefully you guys got something out of that. Kayla, I'm glad you enjoyed, kind of learning about the three-dimensional phases of healing. One thing I didn't get a lot of chance to cover because we had some new members and I wanted to get the mechanics in before I start blasting you guys with anything new. But one of the things that we're going to be training on in just a couple short weeks here, for those of you who jump into our mastermind, our ROF, our rapid enrollment mastery, our upgraded program, is you're going to get all the videos that we've done in the past. You'll get my book, Authentic Persuasion, that's all about the ROF. And then you're going to get the Ninja Lab packaging. So how to bundle labs so that, when you have those cases that come in, there's 2 cells that essentially you can do. And we piloted this and it works really well, but you can sell the Ninja Lab package. And then that's, anywhere from 2,500 to 7,500. And then you come around and you sell a complete wellness program. And that's another 7,500 to 15,000. And it adds value. People love to see more of these labs ran. And we show you exactly how to get paid for those. I give you my ideas in here. We have the foundational lab package. We have the comprehensive package that also includes the foundationals plus food sensitivities, allergies, mold, and chemical toxicity, and SIBO. And then we have our advanced lab package that's foundational plus the comprehensive plus the cardiovascular, stroke, and genetic telomere testing. So all 3 of those there. So it's a really cool program that we'll be training on very soon here. Once again, I mean, the frustrating thing, Kate, is there's so many things to talk about. And when I'm planning for these events, like I can't stop producing the content because there's just so many ideas and so many cool things that we're doing. And it's hard to bring you into a weekend. I think Go Wellness needs to be like 2 weeks out of every quarter.
That we may have like that'd take like another 3 weeks to recover from after that 2 weeks, especially if we did same format. Whew.
Yes. Yeah. So, okay.
Hopefully everyone made it home, got some good rest, felt re-energized from the weekend.
Yeah. I slept great. And I feel really good today. So then Red did their cool marketing thing. And the cool thing Red did is they added so much value. So if you guys, if you're not using Red and you're considering them, I would just do kind of a cost analysis up front. I'd say, well, is my marketing company currently giving me the kind of mentorship that Red is? I mean, I fell in love with Red when Leslie and I were first starting to work together. We would do strategy sessions and, she'd call and she'd say, this quit working. What do you want me to say about that? So we'd run this new thyroid campaign and it would work for a few months and then it wouldn't. And so she'd call me up and then we'd create a new script and a new marketing, strategy. And I love that. And no other marketer had done that. They just put their head in the sand and said, well, we don't know why it's not working, and you can throw away thousands and thousands of dollars in marketing. Do not do that. Red is one of the only marketing companies I've seen that has really incredible ethics around that. But then Saturday kicked off and Saturday was a strong day. I mean, if you think about the momentum that was going on, there was no lulls in this. A lot of times you go to conferences and it's a snooze fest for 80%, maybe 90% of the time. And then it's like that 10%. And I'm always like I use the analogy of a grizzly bear at the salmon run. I'm always looking for ideas and snatching them up. And Go Wellness, I mean, I get more ideas at Go Wellness than I do at any other mastermind or any other group I'm in, which is kind of one reason why we have a great community, is because then you can snatch up those ideas. But there's so many fish, like you could overeat pretty darn quick. So, but man, Friday was full of salmon, wouldn't you say, Kate? And then Saturday was just like even better. I mean, we just accelerated. Hey everybody, Reagan Archibald here. I hope you enjoyed the Go Wellness show and maybe learned a couple things you could apply to your practice. If you're a healthcare entrepreneur who wants to work in an academic think tank with like-minded humans who are just like you, looking to provide better service, better quality of care for your patients, reach us at info@gowellness.com and we're happy to do a free practice analysis for you.